A couple months ago, I sailed to St. Martin for the sole purpose of replacing my mast and standing rigging. Before I flew home for Christmas, I got to see the mast removed, and while I was gone, FKG installed the new mast. I flew back to the boat hoping everything would be ready to go and I would leave for my longest sail yet, immediately. However, plans change and it almost seemed like nothing went quite right these couple of weeks. We are officially home. Yeah, we are, Mako. Bags are on deck. They did bow in to the dock. I don't know if we're gonna have power tonight. I'll go through all the new stuff with you guys. Dinghy looks terrible. Mako, what do you think? We're home. Yeah, here we are. Let's go, bub. That is great for a survey. So it's Saturday and that means everything is closed tomorrow. I have already a long list, so I'm going to Ace Hardware so I can get stuff done tomorrow. I have about an hour until they close, so I am already off the boat and headed there. One of the first things on my list was to unpack and reorganize my entire pantry area. After my mom had cleaned it out last month, we left it empty with roach traps, hoping to minimize their food source and kill them. Today is a bit chaotic. I finally got my last bag, so I'm unloading all that. I haven't even eaten or left the boat this morning. I'm still in the middle of putting the new membrane in for the water maker. I was about to test my VHF stuff, and Nomad Electronics showed up today to help me figure out why my radar isn't working. So I just picked up more packages, and they actually have a radar sitting in their warehouse. Same one I have, so it's same connection. So we're gonna plug that in and see if it works, because my radar does not work. Came with the boat, and it's never worked. I'm hoping this one that's been sitting in their warehouse works, because then I won't have to pay full price. That's the plan. I have Paradise Foods is going to be dropping off food at any minute. I made an online order with them. They have bases in a few other Caribbean islands. They are still expanding. They will deliver your food to anchor, to a dock, whatever you need. I'm really excited to be trying this out with them. Honestly, not having to go to the grocery store and spend a couple hours walking, lugging around. Sometimes it's so much needed, especially in a time like this where I'm just running around and food isn't the main priority at the moment. They are kind of saving my life today, and they'll be here any minute. Paradise Foods is a food delivery service in many of the Caribbean islands. The ordering is very simple through their app, and the best part for cruisers is that they can deliver to a dock or even to your boat at anchor. The next thing on the list was getting the sails back up. It's a bit of a process to do it alone, but by the end, it wasn't too bad. After I put the sails up, I went to install my new Seawater Pro water maker membrane and replace all the filters. I was planning on leaving the following day and wanted to make sure the boat was ready to be off-grid again. Good morning from St. Martin. I am still here. I'm waiting on one package and the wind's gonna die for the next couple days. So me and a few others are gonna go over to the anchorage of Grand Case. So I'm the only one on the Dutch side, so I'm gonna be moving a bit further. I'm about to hit the 8:30 bridge, so I have 15 minutes to raise anchor and get out of here. I have a few projects to do in clear water, so I'm going to head over there, fill up my time of waiting for a package. I will see you once we're out of the bridge. So I'm about to turn around and then we're gonna test out the rig. I'm gonna put the main out first and then get back on course through the jib. It's a pretty light wind, like maybe 10 knots, so it should be perfect for testing this out. sails are up. They went out so beautifully. I'm so excited. Also, this is the first time testing some new mic changes, so hopefully the audio works well on this one. Oh, it's so good. We're in 30 feet of water. It's so clear. You can kind of see the bottom. It's a lot prettier than the lagoon. The sails look beautiful. Mako's not thrilled. How are you? I was a little short on time this morning, but basically I got here, I ran around like crazy. I was trying to leave on New Year's Eve and the radar took forever to get done. They spent 3 days trying to work on it. It was a mess. And now all the electricians run from my boat. Anyway, that took a long time and I just wasn't ready. So I spent New Year's Eve with some people here, and then like I dropped anchor at 3, we got together at 4. Then on January 2nd, I was gonna sail to BVI to meet up with some people to pick up epoxy, and then Columbia. I did not sleep well because of all the theft. The wind was howling that night, and I remembered probably around 4 a.m. one of the many times I woke up thinking about the wind howling and how big the sea can get in the Caribbean, that I don't have my sea drogue that I ordered a month ago. Next day, I spent all day trying to figure out where it was, and it's been in Miami since December 4th, and now it's January. We're into the first week of January. So that should be here now within the next 7 days. Fingers crossed. I'm not sure how the weather is gonna look now, and I still have to go to BVI. It's definitely starting to cut. I was hoping to be in Panama by now, but this is how sailing goes. It's the reality of it. Can't control anything out here, really. We just do the best with what we can. A few of us are tired of the lagoon. The boat's in really good shape right now, knock on wood. I figured might as well go over to some clear water because I have a project I'm gonna do later this afternoon. I'll have guys around to help me because I know I'm gonna need it. I'll go into more of that once we anchor and get going. It'll be nice to swim, so hopefully I'll get to show you some clear water, finally get in the water. I haven't been in the ocean in months. I'm really looking forward to it and just getting out of the city and probably sleeping a little better, not being in the lagoon where all the theft is going on. So I'm very excited about this and very happy to be back out in the water, starting this year off right. This water is so clear, like Bahamas. Look at that. Have a swimming pool again. It's only for a couple days because it's gonna get ugly in this coat when a north wind comes through in 3 days, but I'm gonna soak this up for as long as I can. The next big project, and one of the main reasons I moved to this spot, despite how freaking pretty this water is I'm putting a new prop on the boat. Finally, these are some of the things I was waiting to pick up. It was here when I got here, and I didn't really know where I'd be installing it because I knew I wanted clear, shallow water, and I thought I was going to be leaving, so this kind of worked out. I am partnering with Flexifold to put a new prop on the boat. So basically, when you're sailing, your prop is still spinning, and it's creating resistance and drag, and a prop that folds, especially Flexifold, it folds up and minimizes that drag, and you can go anywhere from half knot to a knot to a knot and a half faster under sail power. There are different types of props, different types of folding props, feathering props. Feathering, I didn't want that because it's still gonna create a little bit of resistance, and I'm not doing as much motor sailing. I'm gonna be doing more sailing, hopefully. I am very excited to unbox these and do this install. It will be an in-water install. I'm a little bit nervous. I have leading the Escapade, their anchor next to me, and I have a feeling I'm gonna need some of their muscles to come over and help me get this old prop off. But first, I'm gonna unbox these, get everything sorted out, understand how it works, put some prop anti-fouling on it, and so while that is drying, then I'll go jump in the water and figure out how to get the old prop off. did is kind of went through the instructions and learned what goes where and how to do this. That means in the water, I just come up for something, take the bar back down. I'm in 10 feet of water, maybe. I'm very happy about that. It's pretty simple. You put the blade in, you slide we'll give you the proper names, pivot pin in, and then you have a tapered locking screw. There's another screw that goes in as well. And then the mounting plate, this thing goes on over, and then all these screws go in that. Also, I'd like to note that these are all already covered with Loctite, so I don't have to worry about that, which is very nice. And just assemble this and go ahead and put, I'm gonna put that all in, and then I'm gonna go work on taking off the old one, which is gonna be probably the hardest part of today. So I'm also getting ready to get in the water. I'm actually going to be using some new gear from Evolve Apnea. I have a mask, snorkel, wetsuit from them. So right now, what I do with every new mask is you get a lighter and you burn the inside, and it gets rid of the film, which is usually the reason that your masks fog up. So I'm doing that real quick, and then I'll get my Dive Blue electric compressor out. That way I can stay under and not be holding my breath while trying to get a prop off, because I don't think that would be very easy. So there's a little bit of prep work that goes into this. Adjustments, I'm gonna go put on a long sleeve because there's a million worms, and then I also need my biggest adjustable wrench. May help. The first thing to do is get the safety pin out that stops the nuts from sliding off. The pin was so stuck that I ended up having to hammer and cut it out eventually. Next, I had to remove both nuts on the end of the shaft. After about 2 hours of no progress, I texted Janae on leading the escapades, and her and Jason came over to see if they could help. It didn't take long for both of us to give up. After the day's work, I was so excited to take an ocean shower before heading to the beach for a bonfire with leading the escapades and cutter buff sailing. This in the morning. It's so still too. We chose the perfect time to come here. Get the anchor. You can't even see the anchor, we can see the chain down there. Starfish down there. And what do you want? Attempt 2, day 2. After talking with a few other friends, we brainstormed what I had on the boat to use for leverage. The PVC would bend too much, so I moved on to the stainless steel pipes. The first time, I broke the board holding the prop in place, and the second attempt, the nut moved out and I slid them off fairly easily. Next was the actual prop. I was a little excited about the nuts coming off, thinking the hard part was over. The prop would not move. Cutter Buff Sailing came over and helped. We tried the puller and tried tying the prop to the winches, and this worked for keeping the prop in place, but it only took a few tries before the puller snapped and we called it a day. The 6 of us headed out to a nearby island to do a little evening snorkel, the perfect way to end the day. Mako. Hi. I guess it's time for a little recap update. This prop is not gonna happen before I leave Grand Case. I will say it's been so nice to be in the clear water all day and have an excuse to be in the water. It's been really nice. Tomorrow afternoon, the winds pick up from the north, which is from this way, and we would not be protected here, so I'm gonna move back in the lagoon. I'm not finishing the prop because the puller literally broke. I may go into the lagoon and see if anyone has like a heavy duty prop puller. Then when the wind dies again, go out just to Simpson Bay area. I think there's some clear water there. Not as clear as this, but clear enough. And try again. Be nice to do before I leave, and I have some time to kill, so I figure why not do it. Still need to get the wind generator blade on. I don't think that's gonna happen before this northerly blows through. It's hard. You have to get the nut in behind it. Apparently I didn't get much done. So I'm gonna put the nuts back on the prop in the morning and get going to the lagoon. So after my failed prop attempt here in Grand Case, I am about to head back to the lagoon. North winds coming through in the next few hours, which means this anchorage is going to become very exposed. We had a squall last night and it was very uncomfortable. I'm going to go ahead and pick up anchor and move around there. I don't know what's in store for me anymore. The weather going into Columbia can be very tricky, and right now if my package gets here mid next week, by the time I got to Columbia the weather would be really, really bad, and I don't think I've ever said this about a sail. I won't do it. I have a lot to think about. I'm just gonna keep watching the weather, getting the boat ready, but I don't know what's gonna be happening in the next week or two. Engine's on. Let's hope the prop doesn't fly off. Just kidding, I put the safety pin in, so we should be good. I took Mako for a swim this morning since he fell in Grenada and didn't remember the ladder. He did not like it, and he also didn't remember the ladder. I tortured him about 4 times. Yeah, you're not happy with me. I've missed this water so much. It has been a treat being here. My up button on my one list up here also stopped working. I checked on that. It's not the connections, it's probably the button. More stuff to spend money on when I get back into the lagoon. I think we can sail today, hopefully. About 5 knots with about 9 knots of wind. It just feels nice to be on the water and doing things when you're still for so long and just constantly doing boat projects, which I'm still doing. I don't know how other people are, but sometimes I just don't want to go sail and I don't want to get in the water because I feel like I don't have time because I have to take care of the boat. But the whole reason we have a boat is to do these things. Normally I don't just go sail around the island for 2 days. I'm so happy I did. Even though the prop didn't work out, I still made progress. I don't know what the next few days are going to bring. I also had mental progress by being in pretty water. That was very needed. I love to chase the clear water and I miss that. Now engine's off and we're just gonna sit and read for a couple hours, I guess. update the bridge times on Navionics, and there's not a 3 o'clock opening anymore. I just decided to anchor out here. If I give the, out in Simpson Bay, if I give the prop another try, then I want to be in clear water, and I'm in 15 feet right now. While I was sailing over, I was kind of coming up with some backup plans instead of going to Columbia, and I'm trying to see if I can get away from not going to Columbia, and if I can, then I'll be leaving Tuesday. Still like 4 or 5 days away. It's nice not to be in the lagoon. It's better for the boat. It's safer out here. There is still theft out here, but not as bad.